Coming up, the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine comes with more side effects. We have the details. And later, LGBTQ history is being told through a new offstage theater experience.
Caitlin Clark took the big stage one last time as a freshman. I'll tell you more in sports.
We have a beautiful live look as April is bringing hope for warmer temperatures to Iowa City. We'll have more in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Monday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere, DITV News starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Bailey Chihan. COVID-19 vaccines are rolling out, but the immediate aftermath isn't always pleasant. Healthcare workers at University of Iowa hospitals and clinics are sharing their post-vaccine experiences. After their first vaccine, many healthcare workers had little to no symptoms.
I had a slightly, sore arm where they injected it. Lasted about a day. And then I was just a little bit fatigued for about 24 hours.
Healthcare workers also experienced minimal side effects after their second shot. However, they were worse than the first vaccine. UIHC stressed that the side effects should not stop people from getting vaccinated.
The side effects, when you experience them, for the most part, the overwhelming majority of the time, it's a good thing because it means that your body is getting ready to fight the virus and protect you from getting sick.
The healthcare workers recommended that when able to, people should get vaccinated. And last Thursday, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed a highly restrictive voting bill into law. DITV reporter Elizabeth Neruda is in the newsroom with more on what that means for voting rights. Elizabeth, what was in that bill?
This bill contains many policies to ensure Republicans are calling a secure election, despite there being no evidence of widespread fraud in any voting process. Some aspects of this bill include including requiring identification for absentee voting, getting rid of ballot drop boxes in the last 4 days of the election, allowing the legitimacy of many voters to be challenged, and in general, just adding a lot more hoops for potential voters to jump through. But perhaps the most damning aspect of this bill is that it now makes giving out food and water to potential voters in line a misdemeanor.
And how did that restriction of water and food get added into the bill, Elizabeth?
In the last election, Georgia was one of the worst in the nation for length of line to vote. In predominantly white areas, the average wait time was around 6 minutes, but in predominantly black areas, the average wait time was around 51 minutes. And as a result, volunteers started handing out pizza and water to those waiting in line. Republicans saw this as a way to influence voters, so they're using this as a bill to deter it. However, there is no evidence of these volunteers influencing anybody on anything. Democrats are seeing this as an overt attempt to try to stop black people from waiting in these long lines and voting, which is brought on by the blue wave hitting Georgia in the last election, brought on by POC organizers like Stacey Abrams. But let's get back to Iowa. The FDA has approved multiple brands of the COVID-19 vaccine for people to get. I talked to students about whether they preferred one brand over another. With COVID-19 vaccine rollouts sweeping the nation and the UI campus, more pharmaceutical companies are coming out with their own brand of the vaccine. I talked to students about whether they were waiting for a specific shot.
I would take anything. I don't know too much about it. I just know that we should all probably have the vaccine, so whatever's available.
The UI has put out a statement urging students to not wait if there are vaccines available, regardless of which brand it is. But students seem to be okay with whatever vaccine they can get.
I really don't know much about it, so I'd have to look into it first, but I guess I'm pretty open right now.
As long as students feel they have reliable information about vaccine efficacy rates, testing, and side effects, all that matters is that they get a shot eventually.
I trust our medical staff as a country, and I believe that as long as they give me the vaccine that they think is safe, I am okay with it.
As of mid-March, there are about 350,000 people vaccinated across Iowa, but there are still obstacles to getting your shot. Hopefully, in the near future, more students will be eligible. Back to you, Bailey.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Now let's toss it to Ashley for a look at the weather.
It's a windy day today, but the temperatures are rising. Today will be sunny with a breeze and a high of 68 and a low of 48. The rest of the week will stay in the 50s. There will be a mix of sunny and clouds throughout the week. The sun will come back out on the weekend with temperatures will be in the 70s. But back to you, Bailey.
Now you can experience it around campus. The UI Theater Department has a new production going April 1st through the 30th. I'm Writing to You Today is an audio play which will be available through Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
I thought, okay, how can I create an experience that is COVID safe but doesn't feel so limited in the way that a lot of other art feels right now.
Listeners start at the theater building, then the show will guide you along a walking tour around campus through the stories of queer love letters. With the help of the Pride Alliance Center, Kreitman used real LGBTQ love letters to write a story sharing the experiences and history of the community.
You know, part of my efforts here is to help young queer people understand that a lot of history has happened before them, and it's a beautiful history too, to get inspired.
I'm Writing to You Today shows LGBTQ history through immersive storytelling. And March Madness came to an end for the women's basketball team this weekend. How did the team fare, Tiana?
Well, Bailey, the Iowa women's basketball team is headed home after falling to UConn 92-72 on Saturday. The Hawkeyes had a trip to the Elite Eight on the line, but were unable to take down the top-seeded Huskies. Despite the loss, the young Iowa team managed to hang with the top team in the country.
The final score is not indicative of how close this game was. We kind of melted down that last 4 or 5 minutes and really didn't show everybody, you know, how close of a game that really was.
The Hawkeyes' NCAA tournament journey was cut short, but Iowa is still looking up.
We'll be back here. That's what I told our team. Do not hang your heads. We are extremely young, and we will be back.
Freshman star Caitlin Clark and the rest of Iowa starters are returning next season in hope of another run for the crown. The Iowa volleyball team entered their final home series with a bang. Let's serve it to DITV sports reporter Destiny Cook with a recap of the match.
The Hawkeyes were able to split their series against Michigan State in Carver Hawkeye Arena on Saturday. The Hawkeyes have dropped 6 matches since their last win in February, but picked up their momentum in the home finale to secure a win.
I think we just approached the game completely different. Instead of being a little bit antsy and guessing, we were steady and we were actually making really good first steps on the ball.
It was an all-around team effort for the Hawkeyes to sweep past the Michigan State Spartans 3-0, and the Hawkeyes are looking to carry that rhythm into their final series this weekend.
Going into next week, it gives us a little confidence, definitely, after going a couple weekends, not getting a win and being close skill-wise, I guess, and feeling close that we could have won previous matches.
The Hawkeyes dominated the court offensively in every set as 4 Hawkeyes recorded at least 7 kills. Sophomore Adina Schmidt led the Hawkeyes with 12 kills, and sophomore Jocelyn Boyer nailed a career high of 25 digs to stabilize the Hawkeyes' defense.
I feel like the team vibe today was just on, and everybody showed up and wanted to play and really, really wanted that win. We were all super competitive.
The Hawkeyes finish off their season in Minneapolis against the 4th-ranked Minnesota Gophers this weekend.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena, I'm Destiny Cook, DITV Sports.
The Iowa soccer team was able to shut down the Purdue Boilermakers in their last home game yesterday. The Hawkeyes found the back of the net 20 minutes into the first half. Junior Haley Rydberg applied pressure to the Boilermakers defense to assist junior Samantha Taharu to secure a lead in the game. Head coach Dave Delaney said that getting an early lead and having the opponent chase you a little bit is a good feeling. Although the Hawkeyes swept past the Boilermakers, they couldn't hold a firm possession of the ball. This allowed the Boilermakers 6 shot opportunities to almost tie the game. Delaney said even though the Boilermakers took numerous shots, the Hawks still found a way to bounce back. The Hawkeyes look to end their regular season with another shutout against the Nebraska Cornhuskers this weekend. Iowa field hockey dominated the pitch this weekend. The number 2 ranked Hawkeyes shut out the Spartans 5-0 on Friday and 2-0 on Sunday. Iowa outshot Michigan State 16-2. The Hawkeyes' aggressive offense makes them dangerous on the pitch.
We feel we have a team that can dominate in most games. Just we're
We have skill in every line, and we play a possession style base of hockey.
The Hawkeyes are reigning Big Ten champions, but they aren't losing sight of what matters most.
And thanks for tuning in to DITV News. Stop back tomorrow for an episode of DITV Now. From Iowa City, I'm Bailey Chihan. Have a great day.